Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, just check our description, email me, and I will hook you up. Hope you all are doing wonderful and feeling fine. All are welcome on this channel, and all contributions are highly appreciated. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. It is a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up, okay? The first card that we have here, collective, is their choice, your choice. It says, Psycho Spirit, use your inner guidance. Psycho Spirit, use your inner guidance, okay? And so, collective, you could be in the energy of feeling maybe confused about some kind of decision that you need to make, a choice you need to make. You could be in the energy of the Two of Wands, needing to make a decision in order to get to the Three of Wands, which is waiting for the arrival of something in particular. This can be a person, place, or thing, a situation. So put it where it resonates for you. But you are in the energy of feeling a little indecisive. It says Psycho Spirit, okay? And so with the Psycho Spirit energy at the bottom of this card, it says use your inner guidance. Clearly, Spirit is conveying for you to trust within yourself. It is okay to get advice. It is okay to get inspiration from people, maybe outside of you. But there's a need for you to really trust your inner niggle, your inner wiggle when it comes to making this decision. This could be something that is very important when it comes to your well-being. This could be a housing situation. This could be career. This could be maybe you're expanding a family. Maybe you just found out you have a baby or a child on the way, and maybe it's causing for you to have to maybe expand your living space. Maybe where you live isn't enough space or room. And so you're very excited and happy about this new arrival of this new child, but you're trying to make up your mind possibly on whether you should relocate, or are you going to just focus on maybe picking up more hours? It could be something like that. Okay, that's one story. Someone's expecting to expand their family, and they have to negate, their living arrangements because they are desiring. You could be desiring more space, you or your spouse, okay, male or female. You could be saying, look, we need more space. This place is too small. And maybe one of you aren't in agreement. The other one person's probably saying, look, we can stay here and save our money and possibly buy our first home. And your spouse is like, no, I want to get out of here right now. I saw the house I want. I know what color I want to paint it. I want to fix the note, So you could just be trying to come to some kind of resolution. You love your spouse. You're very excited about this new arrival of this child. But Spirit is saying with the Psycho Spirit here, be mindful of allowing yourself to be too much in your head. It's okay to be truthful and honest about your decision and how you feel. And so it looks like maybe you need to really sit down and have a conversation on why your choice is your choice, and hear out your partner on why their choice is theirs. Maybe you want to inform them like, look, well, if we stay here, we save our money. Instead of us renting, we can buy our first home. We can make an investment, something that's going to help our entire family for the future, versus rushing to go and rent another property just because you want to hurry up and decorate, and let them know I support that idea. But honey, it'd be more fruitful for us and more profitable if we make a short-term, a temporary sacrifice for a long-term success, okay? And this also could be someone who's possibly considering should they stay or go in a relationship overall. You could be someone who don't have children, but you could be trying to make your choice up on whether or not you should stay in this connection. You could be involved with someone who you live with. I'm picking up live-in spouse energy. You may not be married to them, or you could be married, but you could be really deciding on whether you really want to end this relationship. And so you're going back and forth in your head. You're weighing the pros and the cons. And part of you is keeping you in that indecisive energy. There is someone who's very focused on, if they leave, the what ifs, okay? So basically, you could be concerned with finances, okay? It happened. You could be concerned with, well, where will I live? What will life be like? This could be because you've been with this person for a long period of time. And so Spirit is saying, your choice or their choice, use your inner guidance. So Source wants you to be honest and be truthfully authentic with yourself. We have 32 at the top, representing a 5. 5 represents change. And so it also represents conflict. So in order for you to see a change, you simply have to make a choice, stand on it, and proceed forward. And so there's no need for you to go back and forth. Spirit is saying, simply make a choice, stand on that choice, make a plan and move forward. But the more you go back and forth, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I, over time, more time will then have accumulated. More days will then have passed. The calendar will keep moving, the clock will keep ticking, and you'll look up and years down the line, you're still in the same position. So Spirit is saying, be mindful of that. Allowing your indecisiveness to make you extremely placent, Spirit is saying. Okay. So what else the collective needs to know regarding this being indecisive? Oh, wow. Okay. Feelings and emotions are everywhere. Okay. All right. Your feelings and emotions are everywhere. You have been with this person for a long time. But if you are not happy and satisfied, Spirit is saying the only thing you can do is move on. Okay. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting off with the Star Energy Collective. You've been waiting to burst out of your bubble. You've been waiting to make this change. You've been actually visualizing and fantasizing yourself possibly being single. What would it be like to date again? Because maybe you haven't been on the dating scene in a while, but you've been having a lot of positive thoughts about what it would be like to be single and be free. Maybe you're tired of the responsibility of being in a relationship, okay? Male or female, maybe your spouse, bugs you about dinner. And you're like, look, I'm tired of worrying about cooking dinner. Oh, I'm just going to be single, okay? Maybe your spouse bothers you about making lunch. I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm picking up that you have actually visualize and fantasize about what it would be like to be single and how less stressful you would be. You love this person, but you're ready to let it go. You're ready for something different. Spirit is saying it does not make you a terrible person if you choose to leave this person. No one stays in each other's life forever. And this connection was meant to be. This relationship is not a mistake. This is a connection that was meant for you to experience and move forward from it. And so often when it's time to separate or break up from any kind of relationship, we often internalize it as something negative, and it's not. It is normal for your desires to change, doesn't matter who you are, as you move forward on your path. And so it is normal for you to want different experiences. And the only way you can get that different experience is to separate yourself and move on. But the human mindset, the first thing we go to, when we're in a comfort zone and we've been with someone for many years, it's like a resistance to breaking free, to separating. It's like a separation anxiety thing. But Spirit is saying this is all in your head. And if you are choosing to be single, it is possible for you to thrive in your life and be single. Possibly you could have people around you maybe criticizing, oh, you're going to grow old and lonely. Oh, you're going to be alone. Or why you're going to leave him or her. Oh, that's so not nice. That's so not fair. You have to tune out that noise and not be so, be more confidential. If you want to make a smooth, transfer from, being in this union, to being single. When I say smooth, meaning, you cannot really confide in people when it comes to your business collective. As much as we would like to think that we can, things that you want to have peace in, like this breakup or this separation, may not be easy for you. But for you to land on your feet and have a decrease in stress as much as possible, Spirit is saying for you to avoid conversating about your plans or your ideas about your situation right now, because people will only add to the stress. They will only fuel the fire, okay? Okay. And so if you are the couple that's expecting a child, or maybe your spouse is pregnant and you don't know it, you probably haven't found out yet, but you will. It could be a boy possibly, or twins, and I'm just going to say congratulations to you. But either with the star energy here, if you are expecting a child, maybe you and your spouse have talked about expanding your family, having another baby, and you just never thought it would come so soon, but you keep on working, all it takes is a little work and there it is. But yeah, you're very excited. You love your family, but you just have to come to an agreement. Spirit is saying you need to hear them out and they need to hear you out. Explain your why, and possibly, they just may agree with your plan of, sticking it out and saving to buy a home rather than to keep renting property. Okay. They just may. Okay. And so with the Three of Pentacles, it's time for you to come together with your mate, involved in this connection. It's time for you to come to an agreement and get on the same page. Especially, if you have children, you live together, you want to build for your family. Maybe you want to focus on that in a conversation. Remind them of the benefits of purchasing a home and becoming a homeowner. Okay. All right. And so the next card we have here is the Hermit energy. You or someone around you could have Virgo placement in their chart. But either way, I'm picking up that you've also done a lot of research, maybe your spouse is going to bring up, well, where the money's going to come from? And you're like, honey, I've already did the research. I've already got it figured out. Okay. A mortgage, how are we going to afford a mortgage? And you're going to say, honey, I already got it figured out. Just have a seat. Let's talk about it. Okay. So you are ready. Okay. You have a game plan to win and be successful at purchasing this new home. Yeah, and so possibly I'm picking up that your spouse just may be willing to agree with you when you explain the benefits that it will give your family and the future. Okay. Because the goal is, as we move forward, doesn't matter who you is, who you is or who you are, is to make the load a little lighter, is to work less. No one wants to work harder and harder, the older they get or the more they move forward. The goal is to make things more convenient for yourself as much as possible. You don't want to take on extra responsibilities. And so you are planting seeds now so that you or your children or your grandchildren can reap later. Okay. And so maybe you want to convey that to your spouse, that you want to plant the seeds now. You want to purchase the home now. It will be an investment, and explain the benefits, of being a homeowner, and all the things that you can do with that and how well you'll be more established rather than renting someone's property and they can throw you out at any time. Okay, that's what the law says. Okay, not me. That's what the law says. The next card we have here is the Two of Wands. And so, yes, this is that energy of trying to make the decision. And so Spirit is saying you can come out of your head. It is not as hard as you think it is. You're very intelligent, collective. You're very wise. You know what needs to be done. If it's separation, go ahead and move forward. Make a decision. Make a plan. Stand on it and move forward. That's what Spirit is saying, okay? And begin planting your seeds, okay? Whether this is, saving up for that new home, or, making a plan to go ahead and maybe leave the household. If this other story is yours where you're preparing to go through a separation, go ahead and move your things out of the home. Go ahead and let them know you're leaving. Go ahead and maybe relocate, work on that, or putting your things in storage, whatever your situation is going to be. Spirit is saying proceed. It makes no sense to keep having conversations. You're planning it out in your head. You're fantasizing about it. Maybe you're having drinks, or you're having a smoke with a friend, talking about what you're going to do. You shoulda, woulda, coulda theory and all. No, Spirit is saying just take action. Pick a plan and just go for the goal. Okay. The sooner you do that with the Three of Cups here, you'll be able to regain your peace within yourself, okay? Right now, there's a little anxiety about your life and your future. And the sooner that you take the step and make the initiative so that you can close out this energy right here, with whether or not you're going to buy a new home or rent a new home, with whether or not you're going to leave this relationship that you have outgrown. And there's nothing wrong with you outgrowing. People's desires change. It is normal. Okay. Even when people go through divorces, they often internalize it as something terrible. No, people's desires will change. It doesn't matter who you are, where you from, what your tax bracket is, what kind of moisturizer you use. It just is what it is. And you can outgrow each other, and that's normal. Okay, we're constantly in the energy of evolution. Things are changing, metamorphoses are taking place. Like, hello. The next and the final card we have here is the Nine of Pentacles. And so you'll be able to rest and establish and begin your Nine of Pentacles the sooner you make a decision and get out of your head. You can plant those seeds. And this is your desired energy here, which is the Nine of Pentacles, okay? So those seeds can begin to be planted once you make a choice. And so the decision is yours. Spirit is saying you can only go off your inner guidance. Only you know what you want for you. Only you know what you like, what you love, what you want in the future. No one can tell you. People can offer advice. You can watch readings. You can be inspired. But no one's life can be imitated or duplicated. We are here to create and live and establish ourselves in our own way. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.